Young nigga about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Yeah. True man, I'm free. I wake up a new episode. I pop out clean as could be up a level though. She talk to me like I'm not me. I get it though. Yeah. I'm so eclectic, on me to the credits roll. Talk down to me, they might have to send medical. I'm out the league, I'm OD, they pathetic though. Look how I move, I'm protected. Shawty so swoon in my presence. The world going through it outside, they unruly, but I keep it cool, they can't press me. I keep it pure with intention. They see what I'm on, ain't no vixen. I might slide through with that top down. I keep it tuned with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on, God can't pause, nigga, look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid, I don't see a threat. Young nigga about that paper. 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 Hop on the jet, had to switch to the coast. One of a kind, I've been playing that role. They pay me to play me, I needed it for. It's real if I said I meant what I spoke. I'm legend, it's written, I shake up the city. Spin block till I'm dizzy, won't ever go broke. I'm chose, I must like do it a top down. I keep in tune with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on, God can't pause, nigga, look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid, I don't see a threat. Young nigga about that paper. 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 Put it on me, I'm blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Can't ground me, I know this since when I had less. Look at how far we progress. Fluid, I don't see a threat.
Welcome to the stream. Ringo TV Reactions back at you again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Top of the morning. In the news, Jimmy Kimmel fired, canceled for his comments about Charlie Kirk. Let's make America great again. I think that's great news that he been canceled and fired. You know, you shouldn't be mocking the death of a man that was murdered in front of his family, in front of his wife, just for his opinions. And Jimmy Kimmel thought that it was something funny. And he learned the hard way. Well, let this be a warning to all of you who think that you can mock the death of people and get away with it. You're going to lose your job, your livelihood, everything. It's not funny. Now, of course, Jimmy got money. But to have your show canceled, oh, it hits home. He ain't expect that one. Well, let's get into the content, guys. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Hope everybody's having a blessed morning. Right? Let's get into the news. Salute to the mods in the chat. V-Dubman, Brainwaves Advice Topic LLC. Let's get into this content. We're going to look at some news reports, and then we are going to react to the Jimmy Kimmel video that got him fired for disrespecting Charlie Kirk. He was mocking President-elect Trump, making light of the situation as if though Trump didn't care about Charlie's death. And it was disgusting. A man was assassinated and you're cracking jokes and you think you're going to hide behind comedian status? That's not going to work. If you're a comedian in 2025, you got to have good judgment, good character, and you have to know when to tell a joke and when to just be quiet, And it was distasteful. It was disrespectful. It wasn't cool at all. And it's just something that people got to understand. So let's get into this news report here. Let me break this thing down, find out what's going on in these streets in regards to Jimmy Kimmel. Let's play the tape. Guys, if you can be so kind, double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. That's what helps with the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing today to the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, Ringo TV Reactions. Let's go.
We begin tonight with the shockwaves running through the entertainment world. Jimmy Kimmel is off the air with no word on when he might return. It follows his on-air comments related to the killing of Charlie Kirk. Dick Brennan is here now with more on how the president is weighing in on this tonight. Dick.
Indeed, Christine. Now, Kimmel has been a longtime critic of President Trump. After the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show, Trump said he was hearing that Kimmel would be next due to poor ratings. Tonight, Trump posted that the pulling of the Kimmel show was great news.
Great news.
ABC announced Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show will be preempted indefinitely after comments he made Monday night about the accused shooter of Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Nexstar, a major owner of local stations in the U.S., said shortly before ABC's announcement that it was preempting episodes of Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future. Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC-affiliated markets. Nexstar is trying to acquire Tegna, another television station group, which will require FCC approval. And earlier today, the chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, had been critical of Kimmel.
When you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. You could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at.
Democrats say the administration doesn't follow the law.
It is completely inappropriate what Brendan Carr said and did, and it is also inappropriate that ABC and Nexstar followed.
Tonight, President Trump saluted the suspension of the show, posting, "Great news for America. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert, if that's possible." Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer blasted the president.
This is just despicable, disgusting, and against democratic values. Trump and his allies seem to want to shut down speech that they don't like to hear.
Are you kidding me? So let me get this straight. So Jimmy Kimmel can mock the death of Charlie Kirk, mock the president, and use his platform to do this evil, blame other groups. All of that was disinformation. What Jimmy Kimmel did on air was disinformation. That's what he shared. And he made jokes about a man that was assassinated. There's no place for that in America. And it's time that people get dealt with. Because too many people are doing that right now, and they think they can hide on the internet. You have a lot of influencers that are doing that, and YouTube need to put new rules in place. New rules, new standards. That says if you do those type of things, you're canceled. You're done. There's a time to crack a joke. There's time to have your opinion. But when someone was assassinated, that's not a time to mock somebody's death and laugh at them. Their family is grieving. You understand? Charlie didn't deserve that. Jimmy Kimmel hates Trump. So it's like he used his platform to attack two men at the same time. And we're going to get into all the content. Let's go.
That is not what democracies do. That is what autocracies do.
He's a joke.
Now, we just learned that Sinclair Broadcasting said it's also dropping the Jimmy Kimmel Show on its
Good.
affiliates unless Kimmel apologizes and donates to Charlie Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA.
He ain't going to do that. He ain't going to apologize, and he ain't going to donate. You know what I mean? He's too prideful. He ain't going to do that. And even if he did do that, his show just need to be canceled. It don't need to be on air. It's toxic. At the end of the day, all it does is divide America. It causes nothing but hate. It's just not good for the American people, and it's long overdue. If you really think about it, Jimmy Kimmel been doing a lot of stuff on his platform that is just not good. And what he been doing, he been hiding behind his status of comedian. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's a comedian, he's a joke, so he get away with a lot. Well, with this one, he didn't get away with. He got fired.
CBS said this past summer it was canceling the Stephen Colbert Show for financial reasons, although some critics have wondered if Colbert's stance on President Trump played a role. And Christine, so far tonight, no comment from Jimmy Kimmel.
All right, I'm sure we'll hear more about this in the coming days, Dick.
Absolutely.
Let's hear another video. Let's get into this one.
Disney and the ABC network are taking Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely. This follows a controversy over comments the late-night comedian made Monday night about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer and the MAGA movement and their reaction to the assassination. Let's get straight to CNN's chief media affairs correspondent, Brian Stelter. Brian, what is going on?
That's right. This is fast developing this afternoon, Jake, amid pressure from the Trump-aligned FCC. And in the past few minutes, ABC confirmed to CNN that Kimmel's show will be off the air, quote, indefinitely. We have not yet heard from Kimmel or his representatives. That's how quickly this has been developing. But let's back up and look at what Kimmel actually said on the program that has caused controversy. This is from Monday night in his Monday evening monologue. Kimmel suggested that the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk might have been a pro-Trump Republican. He said, quote, the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. He said in between the finger pointing, there was grieving. Kimmel was expressing what we've heard some other liberals say in recent days, that the motives are unclear and that maybe the suspect in this case was a Republican or was some sort of far-right fringe figure. Of course, there has been a lot of discussion about that in recent days. There's a lot of evidence pointing in other directions about the suspect. But Kimmel was on the air talking about this, making a very serious commentary amid his jokes in his monologue Monday night. Here's where it became interesting earlier today. The FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, went on a far-right webcast and condemned Kimmel and urged ABC to suspend him. He also talked about possible regulatory punishments of Disney because there are lots of different stations that have licenses with the FCC. Within the past hour, we've heard from a big owner of stations that have affiliations with ABC, a company called Nexstar, saying that they were going to suspend Kimmel's show on their stations. So in other words, about 24 stations were refusing to air Kimmel's show tonight as a result of this controversy. And then, following word that some of those stations were basically revolting against Kimmel, Disney, the parent company of ABC, decided to yank the show entirely. So that's all we know at the moment. We know that Kimmel will not be on the air tonight or for the foreseeable future because the network says the show has been yanked off the air indefinitely.
Brian, just to take one issue, your interpretation of what Kimmel said, I think, is the one that Brendan Carr had and the one that the individuals at Nexstar have. But what he said specifically was, quote, the MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. That can be read in several ways. That could be heard in several ways. It could also be it could also be argued he's saying that what the MAGA gang is doing is just trying to make sure that they don't have any ownership of it, not necessarily that this killer, this horrible person, was part of them. I mean,
I think you're making a very important point.
Yeah,
you're making a very important point. And let's take it a little bit step further. This was all on Monday night. Nobody seemed to notice this yesterday, Jake. This all erupted in the past few hours when the Trump-aligned FCC chairman decided to point at it. Now, I've heard from him in the past few minutes, Brendan Carr, thanking Nexstar.
I actually seen that clip when he first uploaded it. I seen it and I was like, whoa, this ain't going to end well. And lo and behold, he got dealt with.
for doing the right thing by yanking the show. He has not yet commented on ABC yanking the show altogether across the entire country. But let's remember that when Stephen Colbert's show was canceled over the summer, what did President Trump say? He said, next up will be an even less talented Jimmy Kimmel. It is clear.
That's true that Trump did basically prophesy, if you want to call it that, that Jimmy Kimmel will be next. And it surely came to pass.
Pro-Trump allies have been trying to target ABC over Kimmel for several weeks now, and tonight they've prevailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brian Stelter, thanks so much for that breaking news. Let's go right to the panel.
Let me respond to this comment real quick. Somebody said, let me see, freedom of speech is done. So let me get this straight. At Big T NYC, you said freedom of speech is done. In what context do you mean? Like in regards to the situation with Jimmy Kimmel? Like, in other words, like he should have the right to, I guess, say whatever he want to say. Is that what you're saying? Because freedom of speech is not about you mocking someone's death. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you have a daughter. You love your daughter. You're a good father. You provide for your child. And your daughter, most high forbid, got hit by a car after running into the street to get a ball. She died. Once she's dead, there's a funeral. I come to the funeral and I walk in there and I'm like, F your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Who cares if she dead? Everybody dies. Freedom of speech, right? Or would I be wrong? Or would I be wrong? Now, Cordy, you just came in, so now you're a part of the same judgment, right? Because normally when I speak, everybody disappears, everybody starts to hide. So we're going to talk to you now, Cordy. If you have a son who was shot and it was by mistake, they were at the wrong place, wrong time, and they got a bullet in the head. You're at the funeral, mourning the loss of your son, and I come in there, and I start laughing. Oh, man, that's crazy how that bullet hit his head. I saw his body yank back. Man, and you get upset with me, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just laughing. It's freedom of speech. Would you be upset? Everybody would be upset with me. There will be consequences for my laughter because it's inappropriate, right? So there's no freedom of speech concerning that. What Jimmy Kimmel did is he mocked the death of Charlie Kirk, mocked his death. If any of you was at a family funeral and a man walked in there laughing at your family member who just died, that man better run. Because the whole family is going to get him and shred him into pieces. None of y'all would be concerned with going to jail. Y'all would deal with that damn problem. So what a lot of people are doing on social media is they hide behind platforms. They hide behind big microphones. They hide behind comedian status. And they preach hate. And they do these things as content. And figure, well, it's freedom of speech. No, it's not. It's hate. And I am glad that they canceled Jimmy Kimmel. I'm very happy. They're canceling a lot of people. Just the other day, they fired one of the guys at MSNBC. They fired him. And I'm also hearing they fired a black woman, too. I have to look deeper into that particular story. They got rid of her for her comments. And some other guy, they got rid of him, too. Because people are doing this in the workplace. People are literally in the workplace doing this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If you have a good paying job, don't do that. Don't be in your job promoting hate. Don't be in your job doing this type of evil. You'll lose your job in today's day. Just go to work, do your job, go home, mind your business. Don't do all of this goofy stuff because it's gonna cost you everything that you built.
Let me first start by showing I wondered what was going on earlier today when I saw this pop up on Twitter. This is the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, on a far-right podcast talking about...
Look, check out this person, guys. Katie says, since when is being on the internet work? Maybe you live in the Stone Age. But people like us who are civilized Americans have evolved. While you want to stay in the Stone Ages, typing on a typewriter, still using rotary dial phones, we decided to take our jobs more serious. And we have maximized our profits of using social media to get the job done. What's the matter with this woman? Let's get back to the content, guys. Let's rewind it back. She's living in the Stone Ages.
Will be an even less talented Jimmy Kimmel. It is clear that pro-Trump allies have been trying to target ABC over Kimmel for several weeks now, and tonight they've prevailed.
Yeah, Brian Stelter, thanks so much for that breaking news. Let's go right to the panel. And let me first start by showing, I wondered what was going on earlier today when I saw this pop up on Twitter. This is the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, on a far-right podcast talking about what Kimmel's comments were. Let's roll that tape.
When you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Obviously, look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at.
Joe, are you comfortable with the FCC playing this role?
I don't think this is a legal issue. I don't think this can be pointed to the FCC or the Trump administration and say, well, this is about them going after Kimmel because of what he said. Personally, I think it's more of a cultural issue. And I got to tell you, look, I'm about as moderate a Republican as you're going to get. I'm from New York. I have not been comfortable watching late night television for 15 years because when you have conservative leanings and you're constantly mocked and you constantly feel like you're doing something wrong, you shut it off. You don't watch it anymore. And then what happens is it's circular. If the host doesn't have that audience, the host doesn't worry about keeping an audience like that. It goes in circles, and at some point, you get things like this where you say things, and that wasn't the full quote. The further quote was that he mocked President Trump for flying the flags at half-staff in remembrance of Charlie Kirk and said it's like grieving of a 4-year-old, as a 4-year-old grieves for a goldfish.
No,
that was the full quote there.
Well, the full quote was, I think he ran the clip of a reporter asking President Trump how he was doing.
We're going to look at the whole clip. We're gonna review the clip. All right.
With the death of Charlie Kirk.
Let me shout out these super chats real fast, guys. Let me see. We have Andres. Shout out to you for the $2 support. Says laughing out loud. He knows why he put sub mode. So you're talking about, so I'm the clown because it's sub mode? Really? Actually, maybe one of my mods did that, not me. I have a moderator that maybe have put it on sub mode. But I'll take the $2 though. You can continue to post super chats of $2. We'll be happy. Listen, you can post as many $2 supports as you want and talk about me as much as you want. It does not matter, guys. So, that being said, and matter of fact, to the moderators, if the live is on sub mode, put it on public for everybody. Put it on public for everybody. For some reason, the person believes like I'm trying to hide people's opinions. We want it on public. So to the moderator, put the live chat on public mode for everybody. This is a worldwide topic for everybody to come in here and voice their opinions. So I guess the joke's on you, right? So now, let me see what we got. Shout out to Frantic for the $2 support. Says and to go to grow on. I like your hat. Hey, appreciate you sponsoring the show. Shout out to Excedrin for the 10. Says, hold on again, guys. Give me a minute. Excedrin says, I know this is breaking news. Can this be a distraction and a sacrifice to stop talking about the Epstein files? Just asking. To be quite frank, I don't care about any Epstein files. I don't care, but that's not paying my bills. I don't really care about that. Right now, the story is Charlie Kirk's assassination and the fact that people are going around social media bashing his death and mocking him. And that is the topic. It's not a distraction. I mean, we hear this type of thing. It's a distraction. There's no distractions. People are distracted because they want to be distracted. It's not like, okay, let's cancel Jimmy and let's make it a distraction. A distraction for what? For what? Some Epstein files? If they were to release anything in regards to an Epstein files, what is that doing for your bills? What is that doing for your financial debt? What is that doing for your health? It's not doing anything for anything. It's not doing anything for nobody. That's my point. I don't care about those type of things. What I care about is what is affecting the American people right now. And what's affecting us is hate. There's too much hate in the world. You understand? Too much hate. And people can't understand the magnitude of the problem where people are literally laughing and cracking jokes because people are dying. You got pastors that are in churches mocking the death of Charlie Kirk, primarily Howard Wesley and Jamal Bryant, black pastors who are racist. The other day, you had the daughter of Martin Luther King Jr., Bernice King, calling Charlie Kirk a racist. That's right, in 2 different posts, which was insensitive and disgusting. And I called all of that garbage out. And now you have the niece of Martin Luther King put out some damn message trying to do damage control because she saw my video, and she's trying to put out that damage control because she's trying to protect the family's name. It's not going to go down because I'm on the front line with this news. I'm calling everybody out. All of the black racists that are coming against Charlie Kirk, I'm coming after all of you. So-called Dr. King's niece, we're coming for you later on. We're going to put you on blast. Just because you're relatives and kinfolk to Dr. King does not mean you're safe. All of the racist remarks, all of the hate speech, all of the evil will be dealt with one by one. All of it. See, some of y'all probably don't know this, but I keep my ears and eyes to the streets and I see what's going on. Let me see what else we got. Let me shout out these other super chats. Bro, he was spewing hate speech, really? Sub mode? Well, it shouldn't be on sub mode now. Let me go ahead and check. Give me a minute. Because maybe you don't want to subscribe. But hey, if you don't want to subscribe, it is what it is. But let me check to make sure that it's not on sub mode. It's still on subscriber mode. Okay, let me put it back on anyone. Okay, now the chat is open to everyone, right? So come on in, wherever you are, and voice your thoughts. It is what it is. Let me make sure I shouted everybody out. Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody already. Okay. Oh, shout out to BLK. Shout out to you for the $2 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Appreciate you. All right, so we got everybody, right? All right, so the chat is open. We're not hiding. Maybe the moderator put it on subscriber mode probably yesterday because we had a lot of trolls. But for these particular topics, to the moderators, make sure the chat is on anyone only mode. Anyone can come in here. Anybody. I want anybody to come in here and voice their thoughts, right? Not just subscribers. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to make this thing where it's like you just got to subscribe in order to comment. If you like my content and you want to subscribe because you like the channel, then I appreciate you if you subscribe to the channel. But other than that, come on in and voice your thoughts in regards to the situation regarding Jimmy Kimmel. Do you agree with him? Are you against what happened to him? Are you pro Charlie Kirk? What is your position on this particular situation? Let me see who else, if I missed any super chats. Let me a minute, guys. Okay. Andres says, laughing out loud. Exactly. That guy was spewing hate speech. I think I read that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I read your super chat, but Let me make sure I've got everybody. Shout out to Pat's moderator. You're fired. Be very careful. I'm going to give you a pass on this one. The moderator, who is the main moderator of the platform, is a longtime supporter of the platform. Anybody that disrespects V-Dubman will be banned from the platform, right? Do not do that, right? So I'm going to give you one warning, right? Okay. That being said, we're going to move on. Shout out to Gritty for the membership. And yeah, okay. So let me see. Trying to make sure I got everybody's super chat, guys. Shout out to Dark for the support. Says I fully support your channel. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Okay. Well, we already fixed the situation. It's in anyone's mode right now. Anyone can pretty much comment right now. Shout out to Joyce for the major support. $200 support. Hey, appreciate that. Shout out to Joyce. Shout out to Joyce. Let me put a comment in there. Got to thank the people that support the show, guys. Keep the lights on. Right? Shout out to Joyce for the $200 support. Says I love the hat, Ringo. Keep up the good work. Let me see. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Hey, I appreciate you for sponsoring the show. Who else we got? Okay. Big T NYC says, keep on doing your thing. Great content. Fellow New Yorker at heart. Hey, shout out to New York. Appreciate the support. And I think we have one more. Shout out to Kurt. Says immigration by the real Samson. This kid must be heard. Thank me later. And Kimmel sucks. Let me screenshot the comment so I can look into that. Appreciate you for your support of the show, guys. All right, so let's get back to the content. Again, guys, hope you're having a blessed morning. Hope you're driving safe if you are on the road. And we're talking about the topic of Jimmy Kimmel was fired, and his show was canceled indefinitely for his hateful remarks and comments about Charlie Kirk. It finally came to him, guys. So let's get back to the content. I'm gonna wind it back a little bit just in case we miss anything. Let's go.
Said. Personally, I think it's more of a cultural issue. And I got to tell you, look, I'm about as moderate a Republican as you're going to get. I'm from New York. I have not been comfortable watching late night television for 15 years because when you have conservative leanings and you're constantly mocked and you constantly feel like you're doing something wrong, you shut it off. You don't watch it anymore. And then what happens is it's circular. If the host doesn't have that audience, the host doesn't worry about keeping an audience like that. It goes in circles, and at some point, you get things like this where you say things, and that wasn't the full quote. The further quote was that he mocked President Trump for flying the flags at half-staff in remembrance of Charlie Kirk and said it's like grieving of a 4-year-old, as a 4-year-old grieves for a goldfish.
No,
that was the full quote there.
Well, the full quote was, I think he ran the clip of a reporter asking President Trump how he was doing with the death of Charlie Kirk. And President Trump said, I think I'm doing okay. And then he proceeded to talk about the ball.
Let me pause the show. I'm not sure if V-Dub-Man was here. Keep the live chat on anyone can comment mode. I'm not sure if you switched it back because I had switched it. Keep it on anyone can comment. Anyone can comment because people are calling me a liar claiming that the chat is not open to everybody. So keep the chat to open for anyone mode at this point. I want anyone to come in here. They don't have to be a subscriber to post a comment. I want everybody to voice their thoughts on these topics. I don't want people to feel like they got to subscribe in order to comment. That's kind of like, it's not good business and it's not good for the platform, especially when we're dealing with very serious topics like this. So keep the comments open for all viewers, right? We have over 4,000 people in the building. We're not going to play any games with this type of content. We need everybody here, right? Everybody, this is like a fight for freedom of speech. Everybody's complaining. So I want everybody in here to voice their thoughts. Let them get it all out in the open, right? Okay, let's see what we got. Did I miss a super chat? I think I missed a super chat. Wait, shout out to Jen. I don't even know. I can't even see your super chats. I'm just seeing the yellow on the screen. I don't know what the hell YouTube is doing, but shout out to you. It says Jimmy Kimmel committed media distortions, which can be yanked off the airwaves. Yes, he posts disinformation. That's exactly what the issue is, because he blamed one side for the death of Charlie Kirk, and he said many things. He even alluded to Trump not being concerned with Charlie Kirk's death by talking about, oh, he wanted to build some ballroom or something like that. It's just all misleading information. Let me see. He committed media distortions when he lied about the shooter in his comments. I hope CNN and MSNBC keep lying. Okay, let me see what else we got. Okay, so that's pretty much the same. So you post twice. I'm not sure if you post by mistake. Shout out to Jesse for the $4.99. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Okay, so I think I got everybody, right? All right. I think I got everybody. All right, so now let's get back into the content, do what we need to do. Why is this thing still on subscriber mode? V-Dub Man, are you in the building? I don't know what is going on. Why is this live chat still on subscriber mode? V-Dub Man, are you in the building? We need to, I'm not sure what setting you put the, because for some reason, every time I switch it, it goes back. I don't understand that. I just switched it back again. And you have people saying that I didn't do this and I didn't do that. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because it keeps going back to, it's still there. It's still on subscriber mode, which is weird. I'm not sure if it's a YouTube issue or what, but I switched it and it just keeps going back. And here's the receipt, just so that you can all know, right? Here's the receipt. You see that? Ringo TV Reactions turned off subscriber only mode. Anyone can send messages. And once I did that, it goes right back to subscriber mode. So I don't know exactly what's going on. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to continue to entertain that anymore. Let's just get to the show, guys. It is what it is. You can think what you want. I already done clicked the button. For whatever reason, YouTube is having some sort of tech issues, and it's on their end, not my end. The moderator very clearly said he's not sure. I'm clearly the host, and I just checked myself, and for whatever reason, it keeps switching back to subscriber mode. I don't know what's going on. And look, I just did it again. I just did it again, switched it back, and it's still doing it. So YouTube is bugging out. So let's get back to the show, guys. I don't got time to play any games. Let's go.
That was being built on the White House grounds. I think that was the full context. I didn't say any of this. I'm just trying to present as accurate a picture of what did happen. Ellie, this is the FCC commissioner.
Right.
I don't think we have seen an FCC commissioner this aggressive in our lifetimes. What do you think of it all?
So, to the point of whether there's a legal element here, I think Joe's right. Like the First Amendment says.
And to the moderators, if you want to do some work, if you want to do some work, block anybody that's calling me a liar. Just block them and get them out of the show. Because I don't like when people call me a liar when I just showed you the receipts, right? Don't call me a liar. I'm a respectful man, a man of integrity. I'm here for the people. And calling me a liar when I just showed you the evidence is disrespectful. So don't do that.
Shall make no law, which means you can only enforce the First Amendment against the government. So can Jimmy Kimmel sue? No, he can't. He can't sue ABC for making a decision to remove him. That's a private entity. But what Donald Trump is doing repeatedly is he's expanding his executive power in two ways. One, I would say, is precedented. That's the traditional stuff. I have more authority to hire and fire executive branch officials. I don't have to respond to Congress, that kind of thing. He's fighting that out in the court. We've seen that before. What's unprecedented, however, is the way Donald Trump is using official power from the FCC on to go after.
I mean, these people just be making stuff up as they go when they sit down and talk, guys. They just getting off the topic. They getting on to other topics. They just moving the goalposts all over the place. It's like America is so divided, man. So divided right now. Like nobody could stay on topic. We supposed to be talking about Jimmy Kimmel. They talking about other things.
Universities, law firms, and media companies that he disagrees with on policy or on politics. That is new. We've not seen that from any president before.
This is actually cancel culture. I mean, that's what this is. The chairman of the Fed.
Cancel culture. It's not about cancel culture. It's about respect. A man was assassinated, for crying out loud. If your family members was assassinated, you wouldn't like anybody to be on social media laughing. Just the other day, I had to literally check and expose a so-called YouTuber who literally was mocking the death of Charlie Kirk. And guess what he did, guys? Disrespected his wife. Called Erica Kirk a Jezebel and a witch, and said that Erica Kirk is a part of the Klan, and how Erica Kirk put out the hit to have Trey Reed hung from a tree. Y'all heard about the story of the black college student who was hanging from a tree in the central area of college campus? This YouTuber basically said that Charlie Kirk's wife put out the memo to Mississippi to hang black students. How irresponsible and racist could that be? And this is a black content creator. A black content creator did that. He put out that kind of information on his platform. Sick stuff, y'all. How you gonna attack the man's wife and she's grieving?
Federal Communications Commissioner Brendan Carr added on Benny Johnson's podcast that the broadcasters, including ABC, have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. Elsewhere in the interview, Carr attacked Kimmel as talentless and suggested the late-night comedian's comments displayed some sort of, quote, desperate irrelevance. Is that what we want the FCC chairman to be doing?
It's a very slippery slope, and there's a pattern. We keep talking about it like it's not happening, and it just keeps happening over and over and over again with folks he disagrees with. I'm a Democrat. I'll say what happened to Charlie Kirk is disgusting. We should have a court. If he did it, he should be prosecuted to every extent of the law. We shouldn't have to say that. That's just common sense. But we also should say the First Amendment matters to everybody, whether they agree or they disagree. And I just think that what we're going through right now is unprecedented. It's unseemly. And I think that it's really getting out of hand because it's just happening more and more and more with folks who disagree.
I think people are misunderstanding. It's not about just disagreeing. It's about being insensitive and dumb. It's crazy. Listen, guys, when you're in the workplace, you don't do this type of stuff. You know, let me shout out these super chats real quick, guys. Let me see. Shout out to Floridine Rollo for the $2 support. Says it was $5 you missed. Keep the super chats going. My apologies if I missed a super chat. You guys have to understand the live chat is just moving real quick. I can't even see what's going on, guys. It's just keep moving. Right? There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna miss. So hey, don't be mad. If you support, it should be coming from your heart, number one, right? If I see it, I'm going to shout you out, right? Shout out to Deshaun, says thank you for the best content and breakdowns on YouTube. Get the likes up, people, and hype the video. That's right, guys. There's a feature on YouTube where you can hype the video to let YouTube know that you're enjoying the content. So be sure to hype the video if you can. Double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, guys. So let's see what else we got. Okay, we have Andreas says Charlie Kirk was spewing hate speech. You too, by the support. I don't think you understand what hate speech is. Did you graduate from high school? I don't think you did. I don't think you graduated from high school. Because it's like in America right now, a lot of Americans have what is known as thin skin. So everything is hate speech to them. If you say something like, excuse me, do you think my dress look nice? No, it don't look nice. Oh, that's hate speech. That's America for you now. America is so divided that the people have thin skin, and it's because of social media. People watch social media so much that they're in their thin skin era. And everything to them is bothering them. But they keep watching these people. Like, you'll watch somebody you don't like every single day just to get yourself angry. You got to be mentally sick. Something's wrong with you because it doesn't make any sense, right? But, hey, thanks for the $2 support. Let's get back to the content.
We do have the clip that Jimmy Kimmel said Monday night. Obviously this is not the entire 8 or 9 minute monologue. This is just one clip of it, but this is what he said.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Now, the way that Fox covered what he just said there was Kimmel suggests Kirk assassin was one of the MAGA gang, despite reports of leftist leanings. I don't know that I think that is an accurate.
Well, that's disinformation when you really think about it. It's designed to get people angry, designed to enrage people. That's what it's for. It's inflammatory and it's insensitive, and it involves the death of a man that lost his life via assassination. So it's just not good. And when he say those things over the air, it represents the parent companies that actually allow Jimmy Kimmel to even be on the air. It's no different than when you're at the workplace and you're wearing company logos, company hats, and you're doing a TikTok video and you're bashing the gay community. You're going to be fired. It's just that simple. You're going to be fired. That's why I tell people all the time, when you're at work, stop making YouTube videos and TikTok videos with your company uniform on. It's dumb. You cannot have opinions that differ from the company that pays you. You can't do that. When you are on the job, you cannot be selling products and services on your job. That's a conflict of interest. You can't do that. You're going to get in trouble. You got to literally do what you're told at your workplace, no matter how you see it. You got to follow company policy. And people think they could do that because they got YouTube platforms and shows. No, if the things you're saying go against the company that pays you, the company that have you on the air, you're going to be fired and canceled.
Description, but they have the First Amendment to write what they want to write.
The job of the FCC is not to regulate and police content. It's not, do we like this? Does this make us comfortable or uncomfortable? Right. I don't like anything about what Jimmy Kimmel said, frankly. I agree with Joe. I find his comments reprehensible, but it's not the FCC's job to say, do we like this or do we not? And the FCC, of course, is a government actor. And I'm thinking sort of off the top of my head here, but if ABC wanted to fight this, clearly they don't because they've made the decision to dispatch or suspend Jimmy Kimmel. If they wanted to fight this, they might have a basis to go into court the same way that law firms have gone into court, and Harvard, among other universities, have gone into court and said, this is an overextension of government power, of executive power. This violates the First Amendment. And again, they can bring that because the FCC is a government actor, but Jimmy Kimmel cannot do anything against ABC because they're private.
One other thing that the FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr did in that interview with Benny Johnson, who, by the way, has said plenty of things that a lot of people find objectionable, is he suggested actually the exact course of action that happened. He said what could happen is local affiliates could complain to ABC about the content, and then those local affiliates could say they're going to refuse to air Jimmy Kimmel Live. And that's actually what happened. Nexstar, which owns a bunch of ABC affiliates, they were the first ones to say in a statement, and Variety broke this news, we're going to preempt the show. Is there any coming back from this, do you think?
Well, I don't think ABC is canceling him because they're afraid of the FCC. I think they're afraid that they're going to lose whatever audience he has left because that's such an offensive thing he said. As far, look, there's so much media alternatives at this point. So I think the FCC's, the range of authority they have is less and less because there's so many other outlets to reach out to. So if Kimmel wants to reappear somewhere else, he will. I think the point is, though, that, again, when you alienate a part of the population who at some point just stops watching, then you have no incentive to keep whatever left of that audience there is. And then, you know, it just kind of goes down the drain.
Disney and the ABC network are...
Is the subscriber mode off now, guys? Is the subscriber mode off? Could anybody confirm? Could anybody confirm if the subscriber mode is off now? Because I'm still checking the system. It looked like it's off now. So it's off now? Because what I did is I clicked live reactions. I clicked live reactions, then I clicked anyone. So it should be off now. So double check. I mean, if you subscribe to the channel, I appreciate you subscribing. Hopefully you would want to subscribe to the channel, but it should be off. So even if you don't want to subscribe to the channel because you don't like me, you still have the liberty to pretty much share a comment. Somebody said it's off. Let me check again. Nah, it's on. I mean, in that anyone can comment right now. Anyone should be able to comment right now. But if you are subscribing to the channel, hey, I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Okay, so shout out to Italian Domain for the $2 support. Says yes, it's off. Okay, so that's good news, right? Let me see what we got. Shout out to Brenda for the membership. Shout out to you for the membership, Brenda. Shout out to Flawless P for the $10 support. Says you're a breath of fresh air. As a black person, my resentment towards black people is growing every time I see the barbaric behavior. Charlie Kirk didn't believe in race. He believed it was a social construct. Interesting. And I'm going to be doing a lot of reaction videos to Charlie Kirk content. I got to debunk, not really debunk, but I have to expose Dr. Martin Luther King's niece for doing damage control after Bernice King was bashing Charlie Kirk, calling him a racist. And then she tried to flip it to put out a good statement for the public. That's not going to work. And I'm talking to the niece of MLK. It's not going to work. You're going to be dealt with publicly, right? We're not going to stand for this type of hate. We're not going to stand for this evil any longer. All of you will be held accountable. The black church is going to be held accountable for using the pulpit where you should be preaching Jesus Christ, and instead you pushing hate. All of y'all going to be held accountable.
Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely. This follows a controversy over comments the late night comedian made Monday night about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer and the MAGA movement and their
went back around
to the assassination.
Okay, let's look at the Jimmy Kimmel video, guys. Let's look at the Jimmy Kimmel video, right? Now, I don't know how Jimmy Kimmel's platform work because some of these platforms, they be affiliated with these companies that do content ID matches on people's videos. So for that purpose, I'm going to put up this fair use banner so that, you know, it kind of blocks out the video a little bit. But let's check it out.
Joining us after Monday Night Football doubleheader from Houston and Las Vegas. The Texans play Tampa Bay tonight.
Also to the mods, if you can, anyone that's in the live chat using N-words, calling people gay, just block those people. That's not freedom of speech. That's hate. You understand? Just block those particular individuals as you catch their comments, right? We're not going to tolerate this type of evil, guys. Let's go.
The Raiders hosted the Chargers, and this morning at 7:46 a.m., our president, who is staunchly pro-concussion, he loves his CTEs, weighed in on the games on Sunday. You know, he sat up in bed and posted, the NFL has to get rid of that ridiculous-looking new kickoff rule. How can they make such a big and sweeping change so easily and quickly?
Block Cade put a comment, houseboy. That's subliminal for house ninja. So block that person too. See, I have discernment of spirits. I can catch all of y'all. Y'all easy to catch.
It's at least as dangerous as the normal kickoff, and looks like hell. Sissy football is bad for America and bad for the NFL. Says the guy who...
And see, guys, this is why we put the live chat on subscriber mode. It's because of this. We try to give you guys the opportunity to voice your thoughts and have the freedom and liberty to just talk. But when you come into a live chat and you use it as a place to spew hate, and you use it to post slurs and disgusting comments, that's not freedom of speech. You understand? You would never do that at your workplace. You would not have a job. Learn how to be respectful. If we're supposed to be Americans, why we're not respectful of other people? Why we're so full of hate? Why? for no reason. But you're Americans. That doesn't make any sense.
The morning and sprays his head with Aquanet. Truth be told, loudly complaining about the NFL is what a man his age should be doing right now. Maybe he'll send in the National Guard to fix it. And then 20 minutes later, he's on to an entirely different subject, TikTok. His Treasury Secretary announced that they have a
You see how he's mocking him, right? You see the mockery, right?
framework of a deal to sell TikTok to an American company. Last year, Congress voted to ban TikTok unless the Chinese company that owns it sold it to a U.S. company. This deal is very important to President Trump because TikTok is his son Don Jr.'s only friend. But Trump loves TikTok. He thinks it helped him get elected, so he kept extending the deadline to force the sale, and now it's rumored that TikTok's assets have been sold to 81-year-old MAGA billionaire Larry Ellison, seen here revealing his secret plan to kill James Bond. So now, instead of the Chinese government harvesting our thoughts, interests, and personal information, Trump's buddy will have them instead. At least it's somebody we can trust, though, right? We hit some new lows over the weekend.
See, if you notice somebody in the comments says, it's comedy. Stop being sensitive. First of all, I'm not the one who fired Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not the one who fired him. So it's not about me being sensitive. Let me ask you a question to see if you're sensitive. You have a daughter. She died an early death of food poisoning. You're at the funeral, grieving. I come into the funeral area and I go by the casket and I walk by and I say, and you're there next to the casket too. And I'm like, fuck your daughter. Who cares if she's dead? Everybody dies. Are you going to be sensitive? You going to want to kill me? Are you going to want to fight? I think you would. You would want to take a swing at me. Do you see my point? So it's not comedy. When someone died, you would literally be pissed off. You call it a garbage analogy, but if it happened to you, you'll be pissed. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of his wife and kids, dumbass. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of his wife and children, and people on social media is mocking and laughing at his death. How could you be so insensitive? And look at Jimmy Kimmel and say, oh, it's just comedy. Comedy? The man is dead. It's not comedy. If any one of you lost your mother today and we start joking about her death on YouTube, you will be hurt. You will be concerned with that. This just goes to show how evil people are in America today. And you wondering why we need to make America great again. It wasn't like this when I was coming up. When I was a kid, America was different. We were kids. We had fun. Family was together. Neighbors used to talk. Nobody talks to each other no more. Everybody hate one another now, jealous of one another, comparing each other. Wasn't the same when I was growing up.
MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction.
Do you see what he's doing? He's basically mocking Trump by saying that Trump was too preoccupied with construction rather than sharing his thoughts on Charlie Kirk. Just because Trump responded the way he responded does not mean that he didn't care. He have to use his words right. He have to choose his words right. And then there's an appropriate time once you gather the information. You just don't just start talking about it. So what Jimmy Kimmel is doing is mocking Trump by making it seem like he didn't care. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't important. Construction was more important. You know, that's not how you do things. Remember when 9/11 took place? You remember when 9/11 took place? Okay. What was the president doing? What was the president doing when 9/11 took place? Anybody know? He was in a classroom talking to kids, and then they briefed him on what was going on. And basically, when that happened, you saw his face. Bush was pretty much pissed off because of what he heard. He didn't jump up, rush out the classroom to go attend to what's happening in America. He just was in shock, and he didn't want to alarm the kids. He didn't want to do all of that other stuff. And I'm not going to go into all the details of why he did that or what did. My point is, when information just come in, you just can't give a statement and give a response right away. You got to process all of this information. You know? So what Kimmel is doing is he's mocking Trump by saying he wasn't really friends with Charlie. He didn't really know him, and he don't care. He cared more about construction.
Construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay? And it didn't just happen once.
When I heard it, I was in the midst of, building a great, for 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom. They have to use tents on the lawn for President Xi when he comes over. If it rains, it's a wipeout. And so I was with the architects that would design. It's going to be incredible. And they came in, they said...
You know what's so interesting, guys, about the internet? One thing that's very interesting about the internet. A lot of you are cowards in the real world. That's what's interesting about the internet. On the internet, people will come into comment sections, right? They'll say racial things. They'll say, shut the F up. You would never say that to my face. Never. That's the internet for you. The internet make people brave. The internet make people get balls, and they say stuff in the comments that they would never say to a person's face. Never. You would never stand in front of me and talk the way you talking. Never. I know that. But you do that online because the internet give you balls to say things that you're too pussy to say in someone's face. And I think that is the biggest problem with America, is that the internet made people that under normal circumstances would never say certain things. It gives them that liberty to say it because they're protected behind a damn phone. They're protected because nobody don't know who you are. They don't know your location. But if they ever find out who you are, you run like a coward. That's the internet for you. And see, people look at people like myself and others like Charlie Kirk and people that stand on the front line and speak on these issues, and you say that we're cowards. No, we're in the public face. You could see us. You could see my face. I'm not hiding from nobody. But when I see comments of people talking crap in the live chat, anytime you're being disrespectful, it tells me that you are a coward. And you're only doing that because you can hide. You can never do that in my face. Never. Man to man, face to face, never. But it's easy to do that type of bull crap on social media because you're protected. See? Just like the coward who took out Charlie. He had to go hide on top of a roof somewhere. He didn't go up to him like a man. He went and hid because he's a coward. He couldn't face him like a man. He had to do what he had to do from a distance. And that's how a lot of folks are. That's how a lot of hateful, racist people are. They hate from a distance. They're cowards. They're scared. So they do what they do from a distance because they figure nobody could touch them from the distance that they are. Cowards.
Charlie Kirk is dead. I didn't know what they meant. I said, he was dead. Charlie Kirk was shot. And they thought he was dead because it was so horrific, you know. And I said, dead.
Notice how they laughing at this man. Notice how they laughing at Trump. They're laughing at Charlie too. Oh, this is all one big joke. So everyone on the Jimmy Kimmel show is laughing at Charlie Kirk's death. They're mocking Trump. And it's all one big joke. And that's supposed to be freedom of speech? That's comedy? Somebody was assassinated. It's comedy. Watch this, guys. And I'm no Martin Luther King fan. Let me just make that publicly clear. I'm no Martin Luther King fan. Let's just say if Martin Luther King was here today, he'd get assassinated. And white people all over social media is mocking his death. It'll be an uproar. Everybody would have something to say. That's a fact. But because it's Charlie Kirk, it's okay to do. Even black pastors are doing it. Kennedy get assassinated. You gonna see people mocking his death? Ha ha ha. Wow, wow. Look at his head snap back. That's funny to you? Anybody could have died that day when Charlie Kirk died. If the shooter wanted to take more people out, he could have. Look at all those people that were there. Anybody could have got shot. Women, children, anybody. This is not a joking matter. There could have been multiple shooters positioned all over there that could have not only take out Charlie Kirk, but women and children. And everybody's laughing like this is a joke. Many people could have died that day. And people taking this thing for a joke. This is what America become. A circus of clowns where everybody laughs at people's deaths now. Like it's amusing now. It's funny. It's funny until it happened to somebody that's close to you. That's when you're going to understand what life is all about.
And then we installed the most beautiful chandelier. Sconces, you wouldn't believe. There's something wrong with them. There really is. I mean, who thinks like that? And why are we building a $200 million ballroom in the White House? Is it possible that he's doing it intentionally so we could be bad about that instead of the Epstein list by the time he's out of office?
See, Jimmy Kimmel was a puppet put in place to further push a lot of propaganda, lies, disinformation, to keep renewing the minds of the people with junk under the guise of being a comedian. And he's been getting away with it for a long time. And I'm glad and happy that they canceled him.
The White House will have slot machines and a water slide. Trump is in major change the subject mode. On Friday, he stopped by the always...
Jimmy Kimmel could be a great comedian all he wants. We're not here to judge his talent as a comedian. That's not what we're here for. We're here to focus on the insensitive nature of his comments, the inflammatory comments. It's at the wrong time. You understand? And he knows what he's doing because he's paid to do that. He's paid to do that. These are not jokes.
Morning crew at Fox. Whenever Trump goes on Fox and Friends, it's funny because the hosts are so eager for him to be reasonable. They spell it all out for him. They desperately want to avoid having to nod along with anything crazy or contradict him. So they give him the question and their preferred answer, too.
Is the message, too, to the right, the people that are going to go, I want revenge, not to have revenge? Charlie Kirk would not want revenge.
You want revenge at the voter
That's
box.
where to go.
Okay, good answer, right? Take it to the ballot box. That's reasonable. That's almost presidential. But that's the thing. He can never just stop right there.
And he's still making these damn jokes. Now, here's the thing. Trump said revenge should be at the voters box, right? Now, a YouTuber came online and said that Charlie Kirk's wife put out a memo to have blacks lynched on trees, which is disinformation. This particular YouTuber name is New Breed, and he put this information out on a live stream, alleging that the young black man that was hanging on a tree in Mississippi was killed, lynched as a retaliation for the death of Charlie Kirk. In other words, his whole premise was that black people are to blame for the death of Charlie Kirk, when that's not even true. Black folk didn't do nothing. Charlie's killer is in custody, even though I personally believe there's more people involved. I don't believe it was just that one guy. I believe that more people are going to get caught. Some more info is going to come out. But this YouTuber put out disinformation alleging that Charlie Kirk's wife want revenge and unleash something in the earth to harm black people. And that's a lie. And I debunked that video, exposed the YouTuber for his hate speech and his hateful ways. And a lot of people were upset because they followed that guy. They followed him. And people keep believing in these people that are influencers. I keep telling you, a lot of times influencers, they just come to social media because they have their own hidden agenda. And what's so wild is the very same YouTuber that did that, he's a racist black. He don't like white people. And his agenda is to create a race war. He want whites and blacks to fight. He want there to be tension. Now, of course, you have some whites that don't like blacks. You have blacks that don't like whites. I mean, people just don't like each other today. All I'm saying is this. If you're a racist, if you're a person who don't like black people, if you're a black man who don't like white people, or whatever your issue is, keep that to yourself, man. And be respectful of all people. Because when you go to work, I can guarantee you, you're not expressing this racist nonsense on the job. You're not being hateful on the job because you won't have a job. Companies don't play that. So the same way you're respectful of everybody in the workplace, whether you're white, black, Asian, Russian, it doesn't matter where you are, we treat everybody with respect in the workplace. Do that in the real world. And stop being fake on your job. You know what's so crazy, man? Somebody just came in the chat and says, how was what he said hateful? How? I'm telling you, man. So you didn't hear nothing Jimmy Kimmel said. You're going to really act like you didn't hear him at all. I'm not even going to respond to you no more. I'm wasting my time. It's a waste of time.
I can't really say at the ballot box because in some cases, like California, doesn't have ballot boxes.
Oh, well, in that case, begin the purge. For the record, we live in California. We do have ballot boxes. We have ballot boxes. We've got mailboxes. We have lunch boxes. We have all kinds of boxes. You should come see them sometime. We'll give you a toolbox. You can live in it, okay? And then we have this head of the FBI, this character, Kash Patel, who so far has handled this investigation into the murder of Charlie Kirk like a kid who didn't read the book, BSing his way through an oral report.
So in the 24 hours after, when we were still looking for the guy, I know you posted that we got him. And that ended up not being true.
The job of the FBI is not just to manhunt the actual suspect who did the killing or suspects, but it's also to eliminate targets and eliminate subjects who are not involved in the process. And that's what we were doing. Could I have worded it a little better in the heat of the moment? Sure. But do I regret putting it out? Absolutely not. I was telling the world what the FBI was doing as we were doing.
Which was claiming we caught the killer when.
See, again, now he's mocking the FBI. He's mocking everybody. I'm telling you, man, it's like no matter what you do, it's a joke. So he's mocking everybody. This is how attacks are being done via content. A lot of y'all keep thinking everything is comedy. A lot of war, a lot of attacks, and a lot of weapons. Listen, a weapon is not just a gun. A microphone is a weapon. This microphone is a weapon. Microphones are weapons. When you speak words through these microphones and it go out there in the airwaves, it offend people. It piss people off. It can shape public opinion. And one of the biggest weapons in today's day is content. And if you could put content out there under the guise of comedy, you can literally set the bar and shape public opinion. Because if you look at that entire segment with Jimmy Kimmel, he talked about the Charlie Kirk situation, the shooter. He blamed MAGA. He blamed this. He called it a MAGA gang. He talked about the FBI. So he literally was able to put out a lot of misinformation under the guise of comedy. And it went over everybody's head. He talked about the Epstein files. He planted so many seeds in the American people to laugh at Trump, to laugh at Charlie Kirk, to pick a side. It's all strategic warfare through comedy. And people don't have the discernment to see through it because they're so accustomed to television, they don't even know that we're at war. Literally. Why do you think he got canceled? Because somebody can see exactly what he's doing. You know? They could see what he's doing. That was no comedy. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is a comedian. There's times he's funny. He says some jokes. It is what it is. But this was not funny. I've seen that clip when it aired. There's a lot of videos I haven't even covered yet because I'm busy. I'm very busy. And I was going to review that clip too. And then I started seeing, he got canceled. I'm like, wow, I'm not surprised. He had that one coming. You know? Yeah, that's why they call it tell lie vision. Shout out to Flawless P for the $5 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says comedy. The man was executed in front of his family and the entire world less than a week ago. If you don't see the problem, you need God. Simple. And that's a fact. People calling this comedy. That's crazy. Now, again, guys, you're going to have some trolls that are going to spew that. But nonetheless, we know better. Hopefully, we can set the bar high where people will begin to look at the errors of their ways and start to realize, like, this is not a joke. A man was executed in front of his kids. And everybody's laughing. See, this is what the internet done. It desensitized us, Americans. The internet. The internet has desensitized Americans to stuff like this, to the point where we don't even care. It's just another day at the office for us. Oh, they killed Charlie Kirk? Okay, who cares? That's how they feel. Until something happened to them. Until something happened to their family, then they'll cry a river. Let's go.
No. Cash Patel always looks like he just got hit by a Volkswagen. The governor of Utah,
You know, that seems like it's funny, but saying that he looked like he just got hit by a Volkswagen, I didn't see no joke in that, because it involves somebody being harmed, hit by a Volkswagen. That's funny. That's funny now. Trey Reed took his own life at Ta. We got to stop with the blaming white people. Why is it that? Let me talk to black folk for a second. So let me get this straight. Now watch this, guys. I believe there was 2 people that were hanging on trees, right? Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. Let me see if I could do this real quick. Okay. 2 Mississippi men were found dead hanging from trees, right? Let me see. Let me look at this up. Let me look this up real fast, guys. Because people are talking about Trey, but they're not talking about the other guy. Right? So now let me see if we can bring this up. Because I'm trying to figure this stuff out, guys. I'm trying to figure out why is it that black folk are blaming white people for Trey Reed's death, but they're not talking about the white guy. So let me get this straight. Did white people lynch the white guy? Why nobody's talking about the white guy that was hanging on the tree? Because I'm getting word it was a white guy and a black guy. Trey Reed is the black guy. And then there was a white guy. So let me look it up. Okay, 2 Mississippi men were found dead hanging from trees. What we know about this case. Eyes are on Delta State University as a student's body was found hanging from a tree on campus Monday, September 15. A second Mississippi man was found hanged on Monday. Upon investigation, the Bolivar County Coroner's Office had released a statement outlining additional information in the DSU case, which has been ruled as he unalived himself. That word, I can't really say that on YouTube. YouTube is very funny about that word. Police in Vicksburg are still investigating the other man's death. Here's what we know so far about both cases, what investigators have released. Who was the man found at Delta? I believe we all know Trey Reed. We know about that situation, right? I'm not going to go. Well, let me just read it, right? Let me just check something real quick. Okay. Who was the man found dead at Delta State? Police and the university has identified Trey Reed, 21 of Grenada, as the black man found deceased. The Clarion Ledger normally does not reveal the names of those who commit unaliving, but the University of 2700 announced the name in a public statement. When was Reed found? Reed's body was found early Monday. He was hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts and Court of Governors dormitories. Delta State University Police Chief Michael L. Pillar said his department was notified at 7:05 a.m. According to a statement from the Office of Bolivar County Coroner's Randolph Seal Jr., the Cleveland Police Department notified their office of the body at 7:32 a.m. September 16th. The coroner's office was on the scene at 8:08 a.m. Is foul play suspected in Reed's case? At this time, police say no foul play is suspected. Peeler said during a news conference, hold on a second, check this thing. Okay. Peeler said during a news conference on Monday that Reed committed unaliving, right? But while there is no evidence of foul play, the body has been retrieved by the Bolivar County Coroner's Office. He said, I have requested the assistance of the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations to the Bolivar County Sheriff's Office and the Cleveland PD to assist us in this ongoing investigation. Okay, did Reed have other injuries? Because there was rumors online that Trey Reed had 2 broken legs, 2 broken arms, bruises, lacerations, facial injuries, you name it, right? All of this stuff was speculation, rumors, and gossip on social media in order to blame white people for his death. So, did Reed have other injuries? Post on social media quickly spread. Some claim Reed had broken legs and or broken arms and other defensive wounds that would make hanging himself impossible. According to the coroner's office, not Ringo, the coroner's office, that's not accurate. You see that? At this current time, We are conducting a thorough death investigation. Based on the preliminary examination, we can confirm that the deceased did not suffer any lacerations, contusions, compound fractures, broken bones, or injuries consistent with an assault. At this time, there is no evidence to suggest the individual was physically attacked before his death, reads a statement from the coroner's office. Guys, it don't get no more clearer than that. So all the rumors about broken bones, all this other stuff is not true. You know? Not true at all. So all the lies that you folks heard about this black man was beaten and all this other stuff, those are all lies. They're trying to blame it on a white guy or white people. Where there an autopsy, Reed's body will be taken to the Mississippi State Crime Lab for an autopsy, according to the coroner. Is Reed's death tied to the man also found hanging in Vicksburg? Corey Zucatis, I believe, my apologies if I pronounce it wrong, 36, of Brandon, was also found dead hanging from a tree around 1:30 p.m. Now, what's so interesting about this, guys, is a YouTuber named New Breed published a video alleging that blacks are being hung from trees in Mississippi. He said there was 2 men that were hanged, and he basically said that both of them were black men. That's what he said. He said both of them were black men, and it turned out that one of them is a white man, which kills his whole argument, because now if you have a white man hanging from a tree, can we now say that white people are lynching white people? Are we going to say that? See, because it was a black young man that was hanging from a tree, black commentators are going around saying that white people are lynching blacks. But a white man was hanging from a tree. So what are you going to say now? What are you going to say? What could you say in this situation now? Doesn't make no sense, right? No argument, right? You can't argue that. Can we just agree that these 2 men unalived themselves? These 2 men unalived themselves. That's it. It's as simple as that. Anything else is just dumb. They both unalived themselves. So it says this about the Corey. It says that Zudakis, whatever his name is, was discovered in a wooded area near Casino. He is described as a white male. See, I'm giving you the facts. I'm not giving you hearsay, gossip, bochinche, none of that. Facts. So a white man was hanging from a tree too. Was he lynched by white people? Is anybody that's black going to say that? I'm waiting. Anybody? Anybody black want to say that the white man was hanged by a white man? I don't think so. See, you can't use that talking point. You can't use that lie. Because if a white man is hanging from a tree, what are you going to say? You're going to say he took his life. You ain't going to say he was lynched. You ain't going to bring up all of this mumbo jumbo to create a race war. And it's ironic that 2 men were found. And black people are looking at the black kid saying, oh, he was lynched. But they're not talking about the white guy. Why? Why nobody's talking about the white man? Don't his life matter too? Maybe they lynched, maybe the black community lynched him. Nobody want to hear that part, right? If blacks are saying that white people lynched Trey Reed, wouldn't it be safe to say that black people lynched the white guy? If we want to play that game. Come on now. Come on. See, nobody don't want to do that because now you would say, oh, you're just making that up. No, I'm trying to show you how foolish you sound when you're black and you're assuming that white people must have lynched the black kid because he's in Mississippi. Some of you black folks are still living in the Stone Ages worrying about being lynched. I thought you were supposed to have a gun. I'm trying to figure out in a time where everybody got these Second Amendment rights, nobody's walking around with guns when they need them. If you black, you supposed to have a gun. You understand? So that if somebody was coming up to you talking about, yeah, we're going to put you up on that tree, boy. We're going to get them up and saddle them up, put them on that tree. You ain't putting me up on no damn tree. You going to catch a bullet in your head. Nobody putting me on no damn tree. You going out. But for some reason, every time you got these deaths, they always telling you it happened in a sundown town. Anytime you hear YouTubers and content creators talking about, so-and-so died in a sundown town, it's a lie. These are all lies, guys. Black folk love doing that, telling everybody somebody died in a sundown town. So let me copy this, take this off the screen. I'm going to do another video about that so I could expose that YouTuber for deceiving the public, because the YouTuber said that there were 2 black men that were lynched. He said there were 2 black men that was lynched. He was so quick in trying to blame white people, he didn't do the research. One of them was white. So it kills his argument. And he said that Erica Kirk put out the memo to Mississippi so that they can unalive black students. And he messed up because one of the guys that was hanging was a white guy. These people unalived themselves. Trey Reed unalived himself. Nobody hanged him. And now you got Ben Crump. I don't like Ben Crump. I think Ben Crump is a racist. I believe Ben Crump don't like white people. I believe Ben Crump is a damn opportunist. He's an opportunist. You understand? He's an opportunist, guys. Because all I see, anytime there's an issue with black people, you see Ben Crump. Every single time. Every time there's an issue with black folk, here come Ben Crump. Always. I never see Ben Crump with white people. He never defend white people. That's racist. Did anybody see Ben Crump defend white people? I don't believe that guy like white people, guys. You know? So, hey, it is what it is, guys. What else do we got with this video? Hold on. Oh.
State, he urged Americans to choose humanity, connection, and love, and even encouraged us to listen to people we disagree with, which is not the plan, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Klan Mom wrote today, there's nothing left to talk about with the left. They hate us. They assassinated our nice guy who actually talked to them, peacefully debating ideas. Then millions on the left celebrated and made clear they want all of us dead. To be honest, I want a peaceful national divorce. Same thing her husband said about 2.5 years ago. But a peaceful national divorce. How would that work? You get Florida, we get Vermont? I mean, we share custody at Disney World every other weekend? She's right, though, right? It feels like we are all stuck in a marriage to Marjorie Taylor Greene right now.
You know what's so funny, guys? Reading this live chat as I stream, sometimes you got to be on my end to see the world. You have somebody in the live chat says, this guy is so uneducated. This guy's so ignorant and uneducated. I'm the guy with the microphone, not you. I'm the guy who have thousands of people watching me. You don't. It's easy to say those things via social media. That's America, guys. Where people have balls when they're behind a cell phone. Do you really think you could be doing these things in front of people? Do you say these type of things at your workplace when your supervisor telling you what to do? Your supervisor tell you, get up. I need for you to go get that paper. I ain't doing that. You can't tell me to do that. Man, you're not even educated. I don't even know why you're the supervisor. You would never say that. You would never say that. And I'm pretty sure some of you don't like your supervisor. But there's certain things you would never say. Never. Not to the supervisor's face. Never. Because you won't have a job. Why is it that in the workplace, everybody is fake, acting like they respect one another, and then when you leave the job, you become a hateful individual. On the job, you're respectful, not because you're a decent human being. It's because you're getting paid. So you're being fake. And this is why I always tell people that we're living in the worst time in history, because a lot of people are fake, man. They're not real. They're not real. You see? Oh, don't project on me, Sean. You have somebody in there named Sean. He says you wouldn't either. Trust me, I'm nothing like that. In the workplace, I respect everybody for real, for real. See, I'm not like you. I'm actually civilized. I'm not a savage. You come from the savage cloth because you're trying to project your evil nature on me as if though I'm like you. I'm nothing like you. I'm a civilized human being. And this is why the black community is in so much problems right now, because blacks don't even get along. Blacks don't get along, guys. They don't. You see? You have some clown here named Ajah says, I've literally said that to my boss's face. I'm not a fake raccoon. This is why you can't take black folks serious, guys. Like, the black community is so divided. This is why anytime they try to talk about white people this, white people that, racism, I laugh, because in the black community, you got people like that. People like that. All of that is cap. You ain't tell nothing to your boss. You a damn liar. You would be fired. Nobody could be disrespecting the hand that feed them and get away with it. You know? Black people hate each other, and that's a fact. We don't like each other. We hate seeing other blacks do good. We hate seeing other blacks successful. We're jealous, hateful, envious. We don't support one another. So don't give me none of that brother love stuff. I don't want to hear none of that. You know? People got mad the other day because I was talking about Martin Luther King Jr. Let me talk about it. Martin Luther King Jr. was no different than your pulpit pimping pastors that you see today. No different. He was put in position of power to keep black people under subjection so that we don't revolt, so that we don't retaliate, so that we don't get angry. And he was pushing this nonsense about just be peaceful, quiet, and just stay to yourself and don't say much. And then before that man got assassinated, he admitted that he led his people into a burning house. That's what he did. Y'all don't know the history. I do. Get mad. Get mad if you want. Trump's own daughter bashed the death of Charlie Kirk. You want to talk about hate? You want to talk about hate? Let me pull up the receipt. Since y'all want to talk, because I'm going to be dealing with her next. We're going to be exposing the King family next. I'm not playing with nobody, man. I'm not playing with nobody. I'm passionate about this job and this truth. Shout out to Excedrin for the support. Says to the trolls, next time a thought comes towards your head, duck. Yeah, because they be just saying dumb stuff. Shout out to Flawless for the support. Says the more black people lie about white people being racist, the more they push them to become racist. There you go. There you go. It's called the illusory truth effect. That's true. It's just like something that I was talking about yesterday about if a racist man, let's say, for example, hypothetically speaking, a racist man came to a black church because he wanted to repent of his sins, get his life right. He don't want to be a racist no more. And he went into a black church and he saw Howard Wesley or Jamal Bryant bashing Charlie Kirk's death, calling him a white supremacist and a racist. That particular white man that was a racist and wanted to change his ways is going to say, forget this. I'm going back to being a racist because these black folk don't like me. It's going to make him go back to his way, you know? Black folk keep pushing this hate on white people, saying, oh, they hate us. They hate us. And you know what it does? It makes them hate you because they get tired of it. Imagine every day you a white man, a white woman, and all damn day you keep hearing black folk talking about, oh, you know, these black people, man, these white people, they just don't like us blacks. All they do is they just hating us. And you sitting there like, all I do is come to work, go home. I don't bother nobody that's black. And I got this target on me that says I'm a racist and I ain't do nothing. That is going to make white people hate you. They're going to get tired of you. They're going to get upset. And this is where we are in today's day. Yeah, and I told the black community this many times. White people are not even thinking about you. White people are not thinking about black people. They're not. They're not thinking about you. They got their own affairs, their own business, their own family issues, their own family drama to be wasting their time thinking about you all day. For some reason, you think the world revolves around you and everybody hates you. You got insecurity issues. You got some sort of complex that is negative. And you keep living off of slavery and you keep living in the past. And that's the reason why you can't move forward. These are the type of things that Charlie Kirk spoke about. These are the type of things that Candace Owens spoke about. Why? Because the black community want to stay there and have this welfare mentality. Not all, because you got black folk out there that are doing what they got to do. They're going to work. They're going to go to school, get educated, take care of their family, have the American dream, so on and so forth. Boom. But the majority want to have this welfare mentality, blaming everybody else for their problems. When you got drugs in your community, gangs in your community, you know who they are, but you won't point them to law enforcement. You know that Marquise was shot the other day, but you don't want to say nothing because you're not a snitch. You can't do that in the white community. Come to the white community and start selling drugs as a black man. See what happened. See what happened. See if the white man gonna sit around. Y'all be thinking that because somebody's white, they're punks. You cannot go to the white community and set up a trap house in their community. It's not gonna happen. Billy, Brandon is gonna come see you because their fathers are in law enforcement. Matter of fact, in most white communities, somebody's a cop. You are not going to be in that community as a gang member. Nope. They're going to get you up on out of there. They're going to vote you out of there. But I bought my house. They're going to get you up out of there. Oh, HOA community? Oh, you selling drugs at the house in the HOA community? Oh, you're gone. You ain't going to survive. Doesn't matter if you bought your house. You got to go. The only places that drug dealers and gang members are able to survive is in the black community. They cannot survive in nobody else's community because nobody's going to tolerate that. Nobody tolerates that garbage. No one. And you wondering why, when you're black and you move into a predominantly black community, why they get nervous when they see you? It's not because, oh, they hate black people. No, it's not that. They need to know, are you like them? Because we don't want that here. So when you come in, they're looking at you like, okay, he's cool, he's cool. It's a family guy. No problem. He's good, guys. He's good, he's good, he's good. It's not racist. We just want a peaceful community. We don't want our kids to be in the crossfire getting shot because you selling drugs. But see, now when you talk this talk, black people get upset. They get upset with you. They get upset. The majority of my enemies are black. You're talking about the KKK. Listen, the white community that are civilized don't support the KKK. I don't know where you come from, but white people have their own problems, their own issues. Not all white people agree. I don't know where you're at, but for some reason, If you're white and you're viewing, in the black community, black people believe that everybody that's white agree with one another. They don't understand that you guys have your own issues, your own disagreements, and there's certain white groups that you don't support. They don't know that in the black community. They just see your skin color and they think, okay, you're white, you're all together, you're all in agreement, and you're all racist. That's how they see you. And it's wrong, but that's how they see you. Because they don't educate themselves about other cultures, other people. They don't travel. They don't talk to nobody because they're scared of everybody. And yet when you look at the black community, they're not even solving their problems. Trump should not have to send the National Guard to Chicago because the black men in Chicago should be solving their own problems in their community. Just like in the white community. In the South, everybody got a gun. Ain't nobody going to try nothing with nobody. Ain't nobody going by no neighbor house with no Ray garbage in the South. Nobody's doing that. Because you don't want to get shot. So don't come over here threatening me. Don't come over here with none of this nonsense. You can have your disagreements. Just respect. Listen, guys, respect people. Whether they white or black. Respect people. That's all I'm saying. Respect people. All this hate, it's just ridiculous at this point. It's just too much hate. You know? I mean, look at this the racist black in the chat. He says openly coon boy. When you see the raccoon logo, right? That's a racist statement that this person is doing. He says coon boy. If you don't think they support those groups behind closed doors, you're an idiot. This is the type of stuff that I got to deal from black people, guys. That's a black person, a ninja. There's two types of blacks. Ninjas, and then you have civilized black people. Civilized black people go to work. They're family orientated. They have jobs, careers, businesses, pay their taxes, have a faith in God. Then you have ninjas. Ninjas are the savages of the black community, the uneducated, the degenerates, the people that have no soul. They're violent, criminals, in and out of prison, felons, gang members, drug dealers, rapists, child molesters, and they hate their own people. In the black community, these are the kind of people that I got to deal with. I got to deal with ninjas. Ninjas think because they have melanated skin that I owe them something. I don't owe you a mother effing thing. I'm not you. You understand? I'm a family man. I got to take care of my family. And I got to stand on business and stand for the truth. If you want to be a degenerate savage, no job having bum ninja who want to sit on your ASS all damn day playing PlayStation while your woman work, you got a problem. You're mad with Charlie Kirk. You're mad with Candace Owens because they literally spoke sense. Because you didn't grow up with no damn father. So you don't know how to be a man. And that's no excuse if you weren't raised with your dad. That should give you the motivation to be a man. But you don't want to do that. You want to complain all day. You want to blame the white man for your problems. You want to blame everybody else for your choices. You made the choice to be a bum. You made the choice to drop out. You made the choice to get in the gang, to sell drugs. You made the choice to impregnate all them women. That's why you got them kids now. That's why that low pay wage job you got, you're on child support. You're mad at everybody else. You made that choice. And that's why you mad at me. Because you're mad at yourself. You're insecure, broken, miserable, and misery loves company. You're mad at me because I'm more of a man you can ever be. You're jealous. Just another hating ASS ninja who is mad at everybody because you're a failure. Don't get mad at me because you failed. You just don't want to put in the work. I put in the work. And this is why black women don't respect black men, because you ain't shit. All you want to do is sit on your ASS all day complaining. You don't see the white man complaining. He go out there and he work. You don't see the Asian man complaining. You see him working hard to become successful. Only the black man want to sit around all damn day complaining. And I'm tired of it. You talking about projection is crazy? No, you crazy. You're crazy. Because if it don't apply to you, why are you upset? The truth of the matter is it applies to you. That's why you upset. You don't like to hear the truth. You didn't like to hear the truth from Charlie Kirk, from Candace Owens, and you definitely don't like hearing the truth from me. This is why people get mad at people. This is why people want to unalive people, because the truth hurts. The truth hurts. You know? It's crazy. And the haters, y'all could continue to post y'all super chats. I don't mind. You know? It is what it is. Shout out to everybody that support the show. The people that rock with the platform. Flawless P says preach, chat. Shut the F up and listen before it's too late. They're never gonna listen. Because again, social media give people the ability to talk ish rather than listen. They don't want to listen to the truth. That's why we have so many problems in America. That's why we're so divided. Spencer says, how do they not see the hypocrisy? Because they're blind. They're blind. Ados guy says, man, you went full Uncle Ruckus. Seem you using the angry man tap dance for a pocket change playbook. Sounds to me like you're just pocket watching me because you're jealous. Just another ninja from the ADOS community, just like the racist FBA community and the Black Hebrew Israelite community, all racist blacks. What did y'all do for the black community? What did ADOS do to empower and uplift the black community and rid it of all of its crime? Nothing. Just another ninja. Just another ninja talking ish with no results, no platform, no following, no results. Typical ninja ish. And everybody's tired of it, right? You're just a jealous person. You're jealous of me. You're jealous of the angry man. You're jealous of any commentator on social media that speak any sort of sense. And I don't understand that. I don't got no time to be hating nobody. But if you notice, guys, black people are the ones that hate me. You ain't noticing it? All the people that are coming against me are black. They're black. That should tell you who's the problem. And blacks were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Even Don Lemon was mocking and laughing at the death of Charlie Kirk. Don Lemon. He did a video where he was walking through the streets asking blacks, not whites. He was asking black people what they think of Charlie Kirk. To express hate, promote hate, and get everybody to be hateful. This is what they do, guys. This is what they do. So, see, I'm not here to bash Don Lemon because of his sexuality. I don't do that type of stuff. There was a time when I would make content in regards to that community, and I've learned that the world changed. You just can't talk about these things no more. Not openly, because you get canceled, you get demonetized, you get videos taken down because that particular community is very sensitive to you talking about them, which is, to me, unfair, because if we're going to talk about freedom of speech and someone speaking the truth, I don't see why would you be upset and offended over truth. This is why they were mad with Charlie Kirk, because when he spoke against the LGBTQ community, they got upset with him. And, you know, they figure he's a racist. But all he was doing was sharing the truth, right? And I just decided not to make any more videos about that community. It's a waste of time. They're not going to listen to anything I got to say. And I just look at it like this. Live your life the way you want to and just leave me alone. Right? I think that's fair, right? Rather than arguing with people all day. If you want to, be a man and be with a man, that's your personal business. I don't care. That's your business. Leave me alone. I don't care. I'm not going to talk about your situation. Just leave me alone. And that's it. So I was kind of disappointed to see Don Lemon bash Charlie Kirk because of his opinions. And yet, if somebody did that to Don Lemon's sexuality, he would want them canceled. You see the irony of that? I think it's wrong and it's unfair. But again, when you're dealing with people that don't have balance and don't play by the rules, you're wasting your time. So arguing with people like Don Lemon, it's a waste of time. We know he don't like Charlie Kirk. We know he's full of hate and he's black. So I'm not surprised. He's not educated to understand Charlie Kirk's messages. I got to do a video to share the truth in regards to what Charlie Kirk said about black pilots. People thought he was racist. He was not racist. He was talking about DEI. I got all the videos. I'm going to air out all the videos. I'm going to show it and prove that Charlie Kirk never said anything racist about black pilots. You guys need to watch the videos and stop listening to YouTubers who use small little clips. It's misleading. You know? Because I got to show you the evidence so you could know that Charlie Kirk was not being racist towards blacks. He was talking about DEI and how the people who hire these particular pilots, they want to have a certain percentage of blacks and women to be in these positions. And what happens is we know you got to get certain credentials in order to fly. We understand that. Even Trump talked about this in a speech, that pilots that need to be hired have to be geniuses, experts, people that are highly skilled to be flying these planes, because you just can't have anybody in the cockpit. You know what I mean? And it wasn't racist. The whole point is with DEI, they would just meet these quotas and cut corners to just put people in there. So when Charlie Kirk mentioned if he saw a black pilot, he would think, well, I wonder if this person have the qualifications, the credentials to actually be doing this. That's not a racist remark. You got to listen to the context of why is it that anytime a white person says something about a black man, it's always racist? Stop crying, man. Stop crying. My goodness, bro. Every single time a white person says something about black people, you cry racism. That don't make no sense. Let me see. And I'm ignoring all the trolls and the dumbass comments. I don't got time to waste with all that stuff. Some people are just dumb. Look, guys, if you don't like America, leave America. Leave. If you don't like America, leave. Do it. I dare you. Leave. If you don't want America to be great again, if you don't like America, leave. Go to a third world country and stay there. Get a job. See how it works out for you. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, people do have selective hearing. They hear what they want to hear. This is what social media does. A lot of people have selective hearing. They hear what they want to hear. And I'll say one thing, they heard me say something else. It don't make no sense arguing with people all day. Right? Shout out to Excedrin for the $10 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. It says people who have selective hearing want to hear hate because that's hate within them. Yeah. That's why they hated Charlie Kirk, because the people were full of hate. Not Charlie. Charlie just did what he loved to do. You know? Charlie did what he wanted to do in terms of his content. You know, it's just that simple. But for the next streams, guys, we're going to have it set on subscriber mode only. I tried to put the live chat earlier, and it was not going on for everybody to post. But for the next live streams that we do, we're going to have it set back to subscriber mode only, because too many trolls come into these live streams, and all they do is insult all day. We don't got time for that. I'm not going to sit around and just watch people insult me all day. That's not content. That disrupts the live chat. The live chat should be for civilized people that want to share their thoughts, their opinions in a respectful way. You could disagree with me. I'm not looking for an echo chamber. You could disagree with me by being respectful. You don't have to agree. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I don't want an echo chamber of everybody saying, we agree with you, we agree with you. I don't want that. I want everybody to share their thoughts and opinions. But if you're going to be disrespectful, insulting, calling me coons and all sorts of crazy stuff just because you don't agree, that's not civil discourse. That's you being an idiot. And we don't got time for that. Right? That's not free speech. You won't do that in the workplace. If you're having a college debate on campus, you're not going to be calling people coons. You're not going to be doing that goofy stuff. You got to be civilized, respectful to everybody. You know? It don't make no sense. All of those insults is because you don't really have nothing to say that's positive. You can't refute what I'm saying, or you just don't got the words. So you figure, hey, let me insult you. The best I could do. You know? I don't do those type of goofy things, man. So we're gonna get up on out of here, guys. I don't need to watch no more of this Jimmy Kimmel video. He got canceled because he was disrespectful. He was spreading propaganda, lies, disinformation. He blamed MAGA. He said MAGA gang, and all of this he did on his platform. So the parent companies and them that pays, they like, we ain't playing this little game, man. You doing this to a man that got assassinated. You bugging out, bruh. And if anything, I'm not sure if they're, you know what? Let me leave that alone. I mean, I got to do my research first. I don't want to air it out before I have to do my research first. Notice how I caught myself? I don't want to air nothing out until I do the research. I don't want to prematurely say something and then I have to eat my words later on. So I'd rather just do my research first. You said what? He didn't say anything bad. You didn't even watch it. I already watched the video already. You think I'm now watching the video? I already watched the video already. I told you that. If you watch the live, I already told you I already watched the video. There's really nothing more to talk about in regards to Jimmy Kimmel. He was canceled. I didn't cancel him. He canceled himself because his content was very disrespectful, misleading. He put out misleading information. He disrespected the FBI. He disrespected Trump. He disrespected Charlie Kirk, everybody. It was just insensitive, and it's at the wrong timing. And I didn't make the rules. A black man did not cancel Jimmy Kimmel. Do you understand that? Somebody at the top saw that what he did wasn't right. So don't get mad at me. He did that to himself. And it was long overdue. Long overdue. You could say I'm bugging out all you want. That's your opinion. Some people saying Trump did it. That's your speculation. It is what it is. Charlie Kirk never disrespected black people. That's a lie. And it's funny, guys, how blacks keep saying that Charlie disrespected black people. Guys, do you not understand how social media work? Charlie Kirk would not be successful. He would not make money if he disrespected black people. He challenged black people, right? He challenged black people. He never disrespected black people. He challenged them. He debated. He asked questions. He exchanged views. That's all he did. He never disrespected black people. He would lose his platform if he disrespected black people. He never disrespected nobody. He gave you the same energy you gave him. That's the way I see it. He gave you the same energy you gave him, but he did it in a manner in which he was able to win a debate. You know? And that's it. He ain't say black people are inherently violent. He's talking about ninjas, and I agree with him. Ninjas are inherently violent. And you heard that from me. Ninjas, not black people. Ninjas. Civilized black people go to work, take care of their families, pay their bills. Ninjas are violent, inherently evil. The reason why blacks were put in slavery by God is because they're evil. They didn't want to keep the commandments of God. Look it up in the Bible. That's right. The so-called black man, the so-called black woman are the people of God. They're the biblical Israelites, according to the Bible. That's right. The so-called black man, black woman are the people of God. And we were put in slavery because we didn't obey the commandments of the Most High. Jesus Christ was not a white man, as America teach. That's a lie. What? I supported you until you said that. Well, then you must be a racist. Because when you study history, you would know Jesus Christ was not a white man. Those other folks that claim to be the people, they're not the people. Not of the Bible. The black man, black woman are the biblical Israelites according to the Bible. They're the ones who fit prophecy. They're the ones who went through the transatlantic slave trade. They're the ones who suffered the persecution. They're the ones. And the reason for that is because they broke the laws of the Most High. And we were scattered all over the earth, and we're at the bottom economically today. This is why there's so much crime in the black community, is because Esau and Jacob are still fighting. Esau is not the white man. Esau is the black man. And I'm not a part of no black Hebrew Israelite cult, just in case that's what you're thinking. I don't follow them either. And I'm not a Christian, so you can't tie me to that either. I'm independent. That's right. And I believe in making America great again. That's right. Let me see. You said all blacks are just racist. I don't know about all because I'm not a racist. You said, well, we disagree here. The Jewish are God's chosen people. That's your opinion. I go by the Bible. According to the Bible, the people of the Most High was put in slavery. And it says you're going to discontinue from your heritage. That did not happen to those people. They did not discontinue from their heritage. They did not suffer the transatlantic slave trade according to the Bible. They were not called bywords. The black man was. He was called N-word, African American, all sorts of coons, all sorts of crazy words. That's what we were called. Right? I'm not a slave. I'm pretty much a free man. I can go and come as I want. Nobody's controlling me. Let's see what else we got. Listen, guys, do we got to go into a whole nother debate? Like, do we have to do this? Because I'm not here to talk about them other people, because those other people control so much stuff. They like canceling people. So I learned how to move with wisdom, right? I'm not Candace Owens. I'm actually the type of guy who has wisdom of how to move with wisdom. harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent. But them other folks, they're not the people of the book. If they are, answer me this question. Why they're not preaching the gospel all over the world to everyone about Jesus Christ? Why they're not preaching Jesus Christ all over the earth? Answer that question. Answer the question, ladies and gentlemen. Don't dance around this one. If they're the people of the book, why they're not preaching salvation through Jesus Christ? Why they're not doing that? Why you don't see those people in the black community preaching Jesus Christ? No answer, right? You don't got no answer. Why is it that everybody else preach Jesus Christ? Everybody else talks about repentance. How come they're not doing it? How come they're not doing it? No answer, right? Nobody got an answer, right? I know. Nobody got an answer. Somebody came in the live and said that those people, and I refer to them to those people, are the people of the Bible, God's chosen people. Okay, if you believe that, why God's chosen people, since you believe they're the people, how come they're not preaching Jesus Christ? How come? They don't believe in Jesus Christ. You guys been deceived your whole life. Not me. I'm not deceived. I read the book. I know what the truth is. Yeah, Moses was a black man. Do anybody got that Bible verse? I need the Bible verse to prove that Moses was a black man. What the Bible verse we're looking for is the one where he took his hand and he put his hand in his coat pocket or something, and he pulled it out, and it was white. And then God told him to put it back, and it was the same color as his skin. Anybody got that Bible verse? Let's go get the Bible verse of Jesus Christ. Let's go look for Jesus Christ. Okay, Book of Revelations. Okay. Let's get the Book of Revelations. We're going to talk about Jesus Christ, the true image of Jesus Christ, not the image of Caesar Borgia that you see in these Catholic churches, right? Okay. Let's get this. All right, so that's 15. So we're looking at verse 15. Did anybody find that verse that I was asking for? The one with Moses? Let me see. Anybody got it? Anybody got the scripture with Moses where Moses did the miracle? Nobody got it? Oh, I forgot. Nobody reads the Bible, right? Anybody got it? Is it Exodus? Okay, let me get this scripture here first with Jesus Christ's image, because guys, when I tell you the world we live in is full of lies. There are lies all over this world. And people don't want nobody to know the truth. So they lie. I'm not here to talk about no group of people. I'm not here to do none of that stuff. I keep it respectful. At the end of the day, I'm going to show you who the people of the Most High are from the Bible. Them other folks, I ain't got nothing to say about them folks. I already know the truth. Nowadays on social media, you can't even speak on certain things because why? They claim that you're doing this and you're doing that because there's an agenda. There's an agenda to keep everybody dumb. There's an agenda to keep you dumb down and docile, keep you asleep. You don't want the truth out there. But I could speak the truth from the scriptures and show you what the Bible says. So now, check this out, guys. Book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 13 to 15. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girded about with paps, with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Do white men have woolly hair? No. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet was like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. That's not a white man. That's a dark-skinned man. You take fine brass and you burn that in a furnace, it's dark. Jesus Christ was not a white man. Understand? All of these movies you've been watching with a white man, blue eyes, thin, skinny, that's fake. You understand? All fake, guys. And they did that to keep everybody dumbed down, making you believe that Jesus Christ was white. Jesus Christ was a black man. The disciples were black men. Now, hey, I like Mel Gibson films. I can't wait for the next one because I believe he's supposed to be coming out with another Jesus movie. But historically speaking, even though Mel Gibson made good film, Passion of the Christ, The 10 Commandments, Charleston Heston starred in, great movie. But historically speaking, the movies are historically wrong because the biblical Israelites were black people, so-called black men and women. That is 100% facts. It's not a lie. They want you to believe that everybody was, white. Well, I'm going to get to Revelations 1:14. Trust me, I'm going to get there. Right? Let me see. I'm trying to look for this scripture real quick. Let me just get the Revelations 1:14. Wait, was it 1:14? I think I read it already. I read that one. I'm going to get to this one. Let me get this right from the Bible. Now, guys, this is in the Bible, right? I want to show you this right from the Bible. This is not Ringo TV. This is the Bible that says this, right? Now watch this, guys. This is right from the Bible. We're going to read this and show this truth. Okay, we're going to get the miracle and show you guys the miracle as well. And it's not just a verse. I understand y'all post one verse. It's not just verse 6. You have to get the whole complete message. So we're going to start from Exodus chapter 4, verse 1, all the way to once we get the full info. So I'm just going to copy the whole thing and put it on the screen. But before we get into that, guys, let me get this, right? We're reading right from the Bible. This is in the American Bible, King James. King James Bible, guys. This particular message. You have somebody in the chat says, shut up. Jesus has no color. I mean, think about how dumb people sound, guys. Think about how dumb people sound. Let me put this on the screen to show you how ignorant people can be, guys. Let me put this on the screen. And again, this particular person, right? This is a woman, right? I'm looking at her YouTube channel, and you could tell she got the white Jesus thing up there. It's just fake as ever. She says everyone needs Jesus, but she's so hateful towards me, telling me to shut up, telling me this. I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's what Jesus tell you to do to people. I thought Jesus said to be loving, to treat people with kindness. Where's the Holy Spirit in you? All I see is hate. But let's get to your comment, because we know that you're not a good person. You're not a good human. And this is why I don't go by everybody claiming to be Christians and all that other stuff, because a lot of Christians are very hateful, right? Look what she says, guys. She says, shut up. Jesus has no color. Really? So you don't got no color? You're not making any sense. White people say these things, guys, when black people like myself bring out the truth. That's when all of a sudden Jesus has no color. But yet the color of Jesus that they uphold is a white Jesus. But Jesus have no color when I speak the truth. All of a sudden, listen, all of a sudden when I speak the truth, Jesus has no color. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on with this button. Thing's stuck. It's weird. So let's get this on the screen, guys. Watch this. So she says, Jesus has no color. When a black person says, I'm not lying, they're lying. So she's a racist off the bat. Why are y'all so obsessed with white people? Damn, it's so old and annoying. Obviously, this person haven't been here watching the show, guys. I've been very respectful to all cultures, all races, all people. But you clearly are a racist, and you got to go. Bye. You got to get out of here. We don't got no time for you. Like, seriously, you got issues. It's crazy. People could disagree all they want. That doesn't mean they're right because people disagree. I want you to disagree, but you can't disagree with the truth, right? I want to see you disagree with this. I want to see you disagree with this. Right? Give me a minute. I want to see you disagree with this from the Bible. This is right from the Bible. Watch this. From the Bible. Not from me. From the Bible. You see this? Revelations chapter 2, verse 9. King James Bible, Revelations chapter 3, 3-9. Revelations chapter 2, verse 9 says, I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Revelations 3:9 says, behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. That's right from the Bible. Argue with that. Right? I think that pretty much ends that, right? I don't even need to say any more about that. That's clear and cut right there. So now let me get into the miracle that took place so that people could see the real truth. See, when you bring out the truth, that's when all the demons come out of people. They start hating you. They start getting angry because religion is the reason why we have so much violence in the world. It's through religion. People don't want to hear the truth. White people have their own understanding of what they believe. Black people have their own understanding. And people just want to fight all day. That's all they want to do all day. Nobody cares about the Bible. I just showed you what the Bible says. Argue with the Bible. Don't get mad at me. Argue with the Bible. Tell me the Bible is wrong. Watch this. Get mad at this. Watch this. Moses was a black man. According to the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 1 through 12. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice. He's talking to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses is talking to God, saying the people won't believe me. He says, behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice, for they will say, the Lord have not appeared unto me. Just like a lot of you believe I'm not with God, you'll say that because you don't believe me. And the Lord said unto him, what is that? What is that in thine hand? And he said, a rod. He said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from before it. And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. The Lord is showing him miracles. Watch this, guys. That they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers and the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob hath appeared unto thee. Verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow, white as snow, guys. Do you see that? Notice this. You have a demon in the live chat that says, my guy's spreading hate through the Bible and MAGA. See, this is what I mean about people. You cannot speak in America. Once you speak in America, as soon as they don't like it, you're hateful. And I'm reading the Bible. If you don't like it, stop viewing. What are you here for? See, when I was talking about Jimmy Kimmel, everybody cheering me on. Talking about Charlie Kirk, everybody cheering me on. I open the Bible and I show you the truth, you mad at me. No, I'm not focusing on the wrong thing because I'm not your fucking puppet. See, the problem with social media people, and one of the issues that got Charlie Kirk taken out, is that he was connected to certain people and he didn't do what they wanted him to do. That's the truth. And what a lot of times you damn devils love to do is control people. And when people don't do what you want them to do, you try to call it hateful because they're not pushing your goddamn agenda. I'm not bought and I'm not paid for by nobody. So fuck you. It's crazy. People be thinking they can control me. You can't control me. I work for the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't work for you. Do you understand me? Talking all this crap about, oh, you're not speaking the right thing. No, you want me to speak your agenda. I'm not going to be your puppet. Never. No, no. It's not happening. We're going to speak this truth. So let's get back into it. Make these devils mad. Watch what the Bible says. Watch the miracle, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the miracle that's taking place in verse 6. And the Lord said further more unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow, white, which mean Moses was a black man. How could his hand be leprous as snow if he's a white man? If he's already pale skin? How could his hand be leprous as snow? Explain that, ladies and gentlemen. Explain. How could his hand be leprous as snow if he's already white? How could it be? How could it be? Watch this. Verse 7. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out. And his hand, out of his bosom, and out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. Do you see that? Do you see that? All of a sudden, guys, people don't care about this truth. Now they don't care. They were saying that those other people are the people of God when they're not. Not according to the Bible. I showed you the scriptures. I showed you what the scriptures mean. At Dennis, leprosy white is not different to white skin color. If you know anything about pale skin in terms of the white man, if you actually study the Bible, their skin complexion is actually leprosy. If you actually study the Bible, the skin complexion of the white man is actually the skin complexion of leprosy, according to the Bible. You can get mad at me all you want. If you're not going to study the Bible for what it is, you won't know the truth. I'm not misunderstanding nothing. You're just a dumbass, and I don't got time to entertain you. It is. And people get upset. Look, the same way you got upset with Charlie Kirk, same way you're going to get upset with me. Same thing. Why? You cannot stomach the truth. You can't stomach it. It's the truth. If you take a white man or a white woman, put them in the sun, let them get a suntan, they'll burn up. They'll get red and burn. They'll burn up. They can't stay in the sun. They got to wear eyeglasses, shades. They can't look up at the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very carefully. Do you not know my eye color? Melanin is in my eye color. People that got blue eyes, hazel eyes, all of these other eye colors, it's not a fashion. It's not, oh, you got pretty eyes. It's actually a birth defect. It's a lack of melanin. They cannot look up at the sunlight. They would literally go blind. That's not hate. That is a fact. When you have melanin in your skin, you can stand in the sun long time and it doesn't affect you. Actually helps you. But because most of you didn't graduate high school and you don't know any of this knowledge, you will hate me. Oh, she got such pretty eyes. No, it's actually a birth defect. It might look cool, it might look pretty, but it's a birth defect. Have you ever seen a cat looking up at the sky? Nope. It bothers their eyes, man. They have to get out of that sunlight. Bothers their eyes. I could look up. It doesn't affect me. I know you're mad. Be mad. It's the truth. You know? People People get mad at the truth, guys, all the time because they hate people that speak the truth. This is why you hate Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk challenged you and you got upset. This is why it's so dangerous being in America. Because why? Americans have become very hateful. You can't have an opinion in America. Can't. Once you speak, they want you dead. Let's do a poll. Watch this, guys. Watch this. I'm going to show you America for you. Watch this. Let's see this poll here. Let's go. Let's start this poll up. Look at this, guys. Watch this. Watch the poll. Let's see. Cast your votes. Cast your votes. Don't be a pussy. Cast your votes. Cast those votes. Let's see it. Cast those votes. Cast your votes, guys. Let's see the votes. That's not a stupid poll. You're stupid. That's a good vote, a poll, because what it shows is America. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You keep saying my intelligence level is very low. That's a compliment. That means that my intelligence level is very high. You're projecting. Your intelligence is low. Let's go. Let's get that poll going. Don't be scared now. Let's go. By the pure fact you have any amount of percentage saying yes, clearly says that you, the people, murdered Charlie Kirk. What that says is that Americans are hateful. Because according to the poll, would you like to see me dead for my views? People are saying yes. That's all that I needed. All I need is a percentage to show. Because here's the thing. If you got 200 people that voted, that mean out of that, if it was 10%, whatchamacallit, 20 people want to see me dead. If it was 100 people, 10 people want to see me dead. That's a lot of people that want to see a man dead for his views. That's sick. Because you saying 6% ain't bad. Look at who killed Charlie Kirk. All you need is 6%. That's the point of this education. All you need is 6%. Come on now. Because with all the people that was there when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, the 6% represent that one person that took him out. That's all you need. And what this shows is where America is. 239 votes, 5% said they want to see me dead. By the pure fact that people that are watching my show want to see me dead, make all of you people look bad. And this is America. That being said, guys, we're going to get up on out of here, fam. Let's get up on out of here, guys. What I just proven is how racist America is, and how when you have views and opinions, they want to see you dead. And that's exactly how people see you. They watch you from the clouds and they want to see you gone. So that being said, guys, we're going to get up on out of here. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. It is what it is. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. But I made my point. And let me put this in the video because I got to make sure that this is also public knowledge. That's right. Let me put this also in the video so the world can see the stats. Let's put this out there. Yes. I want the world to see this. 259 votes. Would you like to see me dead for my views? 5% yes, 95% no. A lot of the people in the 95% are actually lying. They would like to see me dead. They just put no. But the 5% represent a lot of people on how when they watch you on social media, they want you to die. They don't like the things you're saying and they really wish you would be dead over your views. And this is why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. This is why. Because of his views and his opinions. So that being said, I'm gonna get up on out of here. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. Without you guys, I can't do the content. It is what it is, man. Let me see. Ba-ba-da-ba. Said if you never said Jesus was black, they would have voted no 100%. Yeah, I know. What I like to do is bring out the truth by bringing out the racism in people by speaking the truth. A lot of white people believe that Jesus Christ was white. They really believe that. That's a lie. Even in most black churches, they believe that Jesus Christ was white. And he was not white. The reason why the black churches teach that Jesus Christ is white is because they're 501c3. So they get government funding and tax exemption and all that other status. So, you know, they got to do what they got to do to make their money. But it is what it is. It rose up, guys. We got to update the poll. More people voted. So it's at 6% now. More people voted. So now we at 6% that want me dead. So guys, this is the truth. America is a place that is full of hate, guys. This is why we need to make America great again. It's because it's full of hate. It's full of evil. Check out the votes. I wanted you guys to see that people would like to see me dead for my views. And the question you have to ask is, why would they want to see someone dead for their views? Should make you think, right? If they want to see me dead for my views, they would want to see you dead for your views. That means nobody's really safe in America. So something needs to be done about why Americans want to unalive other Americans over their views. Not because somebody did something to you. No. It's so that you can, they just want to silence you. You know, that's why I made this poll. You said perfect poll to call this ish out. Yeah. I'm trying to show you guys. That's why I did the poll. I knew somebody was going to fall into it. I knew it. Somebody was going to fall into it, and we're going to be able to have the conversation. People want to unalive influencers because of views. Why you want to unalive me? Is it because I defended Charlie Kirk? No. It's not because I defended Charlie Kirk, because I'm in support of Charlie Kirk. So they want to unalive me because I said Jesus was black. Or maybe they want to unalive me because I'm in support of Charlie Kirk. Maybe that's what they want to unalive me for. No, the people are not trolling. The people are serious. And you got to take these things serious. So, that being said, I'm going to get up on out of here. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. Hope everybody have a blessed day. Let's get these likes to 1,000, guys. Double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Right? Subscribe to the channel, guys. Guys, listen to me very carefully. Those of you that support the platform, I'm deeply humbled. We had a great turnout today. And I'm humbled. Those of you that subscribe to the channel, those of you that support the platform, support my work, you may not agree with me on everything, but you support my stance on truth. And I am deeply appreciative of that. Without you good people, I won't have a platform. You have to understand that I'm very passionate about what I believe in. I'm very outgoing. I'm very enthusiastic about this type of content. And I like to talk about things. I like to talk about issues. So I need to make sure that I acknowledge the people that actually support the show. All of you that support via clicking the like button, subscribing to the channel, giving a super chat, the Cash App. You keep the channel going. You're helping me to reach people with truth, knowledge, break down stories, and it's my passion that you even take the time to choose Ringo TV out of all the millions of channels. You may hate things that I say at times, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure I got more people that support my platform than those that hate me. You already see based on the poll, they want me dead for speaking my views. Just my opinions, my views. They want to unalive me like they did Charlie Kirk. So that being said, guys, y'all have a blessed day. Drive safe if you're on the road. And again, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you for even stopping by, for even tuning in. I don't know how long you watched the stream. We've been on for about 2 hours and 47 minutes. I know you guys got busy lives. You're at work. You're doing your thing. I know you can't watch because you're at work, but you might tune in a little bit. But hopefully you can catch the replay and watch the entirety of the stream. I have a whole playlist that I made in regards to Charlie Kirk, a whole series of videos covering the case. Hopefully in your downtime, you can actually watch these videos and learn a lot. We talked about Candace Owens' tribute. We talked about Erica Kurtz tribute to her husband. We exposed and debunked the lies shared against Charlie Kirk. We talked about black pastors that was mocking and laughing at his death. We exposed a YouTuber for disgracing and belittling Charlie Kirk's wife, blaming her for the death of Trey Reed. We talked about that. We talked about TMZ celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. We actually talked about that. We talked about a lot of topics, guys, regarding this case. So again, guys, a lot of you motivate me by when you come to my shows. I know I receive a lot of hate, but at the end of the day, I do this for the people. I do this to get the word out. Charlie was assassinated and he don't have nobody defending him. I mean, he do got certain people defending him, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna use my platform to make sure that I do my part. His life is not gonna go out in vain. He was not a racist against blacks. He was not a racist or a white supremacist. He was a family man, a father, a Christian, a believer in Jesus Christ, and a coward. Just like the 6% that want to see me dead for my views. A coward decided to unalive Kirk while he was doing his job. They assassinated Kirk on the job. He got killed at work. Anyway, guys, y'all have a blessed day. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. Shout out to everybody that supported the show. Keep God first. Drive safe. Shout out to all the workers on the 9 to 5. All the workers out there doing their thing, guys. I appreciate all of y'all. It is what it is. Shout out to all my truckers, all my people on the road on the 9 to 5, everybody in retail, everybody in the corporate industry working, all the salons, the barbershops, the doormen, the mechanics, everybody at UPS, FedEx, DHL, United States Parcel Service, UPS, Uber Eats, everybody that do Lyft driving. Shout out to all of my workers out there on the 9 to 5 grind, doing what they got to do to survive in America. Let's make America great again. It starts with the man in the mirror. We got to look at ourselves and rid our own hatred for one another, get that out of our system so that we're able to live in peace. So shout out to all of you on the road. No road rage, fam. Drive safe. You don't got to rush to get to where you got to go to. This is America. Let's live in peace. Let's grow. That's all I'm going to say, guys. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace. We out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw.